Hey everybody, welcome to the Redacted No More podcast. On the left we have Chaos. Chaos King, say hi. Yeah, that will do as well. Below we have Roke the Goat. Fap and Nap. Say hi, Roke.
Hey, hello. Why the goat though? Because
Ah,
of my goatee?
yeah.
Because he wants to fuck you.
No, because you're
From
you,
the
you
greatest.
because you have the greatest net among all of us. That's why. And I am Ash.
Okay.
I'm nowhere. So yeah, don't try looking for me, perverts. Yeah, so today we are going to discuss the movie which is called Deliver Us from Evil. It's a Korean movie, and we're gonna start it. Start the review. So the movie starts off with some Japanese guy talking on the phone. They're like,
Wait,
like that.
Yeah, so the movie starts with a Japanese guy leaving some guy an assignment, and it's to take down
a
a
Jap-
Yakuza boss?
no,
He's a Yakuza, I don't know, he's
a Japanese
He's an
guy.
ugly tattoo man.
Yeah, ugly tattoo man who kidnapped and fucked his girlfriend. Yeah. And and after putting the receiver down, the Japanese guy says, "You should not have fucked my girl." And then we show the guy just calling every one of his henchmen, "Hey, what about the bill?" And they are all dead. And then he has a gun and he's like aiming here and there. And then he goes towards the window, opens it up, and he's like, nobody's there. Closes the window. Boom! The main character enters.
no.
Whoa,
And then
whoa,
all
whoa.
of a sudden Bob the Builder comes up behind him
Yeah.
and starts choking him.
Yeah,
That's it.
he's
I don't know. I don't know if that's the main character. Like, we'll get to that part later. I don't know if he's the main character.
And then the Bob the Builder is killing him.
A towel rat. What do you choke him with? Was it some clothes?
No. It was some kind of a stringy thing.
I don't know. Whatever he choked him with.
The thing that he uses a couple of times in the movie.
Yeah, the one that the killers use for choking. It's like a thread thing. It's easy, convenient, and
Could be very creative. Oh, like a kinky thing?
yeah, something like that.
I actually don't think it's that convenient. I think just a shot to the head would be a lot cleaner and easier. I think
Well,
they use it honestly.
he's not that smart. Let's be honest. Well, we'll obviously get to that part, but he's uncreative. He's not smart. Like, if he was smart, this whole movie, so much stuff wouldn't have happened. Let's be honest, but whatever. He went Bob the Builder, killed him, and left. And then we get to the daughter, right?
No, then what happened after that? Yeah,
The
then
funeral. The funeral.
I think then he gets contacted by the people that hire him,
Yeah,
and they tell him to get another job, and
Yeah.
he's like, "This is the last hit." He's about to retire. The main character, he's an assassin, but he's about to retire.
To Panama.
Not yet. He gets the Panama idea later,
yeah.
I think.
Yeah, right now they just are talking regarding the assignment. Is like one more mission, buddy, and then you would be swimming in money. Just do it.
He's
The
not.
dude says, "No, I don't want to do it," but
he
he
must
keeps
be
pestering.
he must be really cheap. I think he's really cheap. That's why they keep hiring him, because he's not very good at what he does.
I mean, he is good. He just took down everybody. He is good at what he does.
He is good. He is good, Chaos. Come on, just like the other guy, better.
Yeah, that's why you're.
What? Look. I'm pretty sure if the two guys fought, my guy would win.
Hey, stupid, and he won. Well, nobody won. It was a stalemate.
No, Butcher killed him, and he dropped the grenade.
Oh wait, you just went right to the ending. Awesome, dude.
Rock, when you're editing this, cut it out. Thank you.
In this case, it kind of worked a little bit at the end because it kind of works, and they didn't expand too much on it, so
Yeah.
I'll pass it. It's passable, but I don't like that same cliche of like, oh, this is my last job. It's like,
I
dude,
mean,
why can't you just be a regular assassin, an
but it
active one?
works. It works. It shows he's experienced, that he knows what he's doing, but he's ready to move on. So it puts that risk factor in there. Like the mission could be so dangerous that he'll never actually get his chance to live a normal life.
No, it works. It's like a superficial layering to give the main character like a motivation after, after being an assassin or whatever. He's like, oh, this is his last hit. So when everything goes to shit, you feel bad for him, and you're like, oh, this was supposed to be his last hit.
I
So yeah,
never, I'd never feel bad for that guy. He's
Same.
a scumbag.
Yeah.
right. And then what happened? Then not this part I get a little fussy. Is this when they introduced the
Girl.
mother?
The one,
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay.
So is that her? She hasn't got to the house thing yet. It's before that. She's at her house, or she's at the school, right?
No,
Yeah, she's leaving her daughter.
Yeah,
at
she's
school.
leaving her daughter.
And her daughter is so stupid. Like, how did she not get the magic trick? She literally had the coin. She's like, I'm gonna make it disappear. Where did it go? Oh my god! And that kid's like, oh my god, you're amazing, mom.
Okay, Chaos is like.
I can't wait to see you.
Yeah, Chaos is like kid has to be like Einstein level smart. He's a kid she's a kid for fuck's sake, not a fucking
It was terrible.
adult.
The magic trick was terribly done. She would never make it in Vegas. She literally rubbed her hands together and then slid her hand down. The kid didn't even look down. She kept looking at her mom's hands like, what? Where did it go? And then he turned around like, it's gone. No, she literally slid it down into her sleeve.
All right.
But she's still the best magician in this movie.
And from then on, they showed that her mother is like a real estate person. What is she?
She wants to buy a
She's
house,
strong.
and they are like, oh, you have to put money in this investment, and she's like, I'll bring money, I'll bring money, I'll bring money.
Yeah, she said money's not a problem. She's a strong,
Yeah,
independent
probably she's wealthy,
Korean
but
woman.
I don't know if they actually said what her job was. She was
Yeah.
a steward. She was a steward when she was younger, but apparently she got
Yeah.
promoted or something. I don't
Hey,
know,
maybe-
because you don't make that much money as a steward,
And she can't afford like a therapist or something. So I don't know. I don't think they said what she did.
Who knows? She could not even afford the abortion.
She couldn't even afford shoes for her kid. But hey, we're not going to talk about that yet.
What happened next? It's kind of blurry.
So that's the whole. I think we get to the butcher.
No,
'cause he's
not
the-
yet.
or no.
Butcher was not introduced yet. Then we go.
Then it's in
then
the school.
Yeah, then we go to the guy again. He's talking about the Panama and he's looking at it, and then we switch back to the. And he keeps talking about the last job, and he's like, no, I don't fucking want it, and then we switch back to the girl part, like they show the girl getting kidnapped, and then they go back to the main guy again, and then he gets a call, and he's like, your wife wants to talk to you, and he's like,
She wasn't his wife. No, she was just
Yeah.
like a girlfriend.
I mean, yeah.
It was honestly like a little fling. Like it wasn't anything serious. He didn't care about her. He's too much of a scumbag to actually have feelings.
Dude, he cares
Let's be
about
honest.
her. Fuck you.
Bro,
You know,
he literally he killed like 3 people in front of her. He doesn't care.
Dude, so what? He should just let them kill him and
Look,
her?
she loved him. Like she loved him. She wanted
She
to be
liked
with him, but he said no. I'm leaving. Like he's like fuck you.
Dude, of
Fuck
course.
your baby too. They killed a bunch of people, and she was
Well,
shook.
but before we get to that scene, they show that the nanny is the one that
Yeah.
sold her kid.
Yeah,
That's that's something that I liked about this movie. It seems like almost every character they introduce is an asshole in some way. Like nobody's really a good person. Everybody has like something shady about them.
look, Nanny needed money. She got a husband. Okay, you know how much nannies make? Not that much. They get paid hourly.
Chaos
It's not like a 20.
Chaos is saying husband is like a kid. So Chaos,
Like, he didn't
people
have
say you need money for your kids. Chaos is like she needed money for her husband. Like husband cannot do anything on his own.
they wanted to move too. They don't want to live in fucking Bangkok.
They
Look, they
showed
wanted to
how
move.
and she
Yeah.
lived like a bum, really.
Exactly. See, she needed the money. Like, so she's trying to find other ways to make money, and she did. She found a very lucrative business. And she was, look, you saw, like, the first time we see her afterwards, like, we'll talk about it later, but the first time we actually see her after all this, she's buying food, like, fast food. Like, she's got money to spend now. She's happy.
I really hated the nanny character just because of
Look,
she's
you
the
know-
she's the main one that led to all
Well,
of this shit.
let's be honest. The main character, what's the main character's name, anyways?
I don't know. Bob the builder. Let's just call him Bob because I really don't know his name.
Okay, so Bob is the reason all this happened. That's honest.
No,
Like, if he had stayed in the relationship, none of this would have happened.
he couldn't stay, dude. Okay, he couldn't stay.
He could have brought her with him. Like, you guys say this guy's so good, he's such a killer or whatever. Like, if the butcher was in this situation, they would be fine. He would have had her with him, had the kid, and they'd all be safe. Anyone comes at him, he'd be like, bam, they're dead. This guy, he's a bum. Like, he doesn't care about them. He only cares about himself.
If we're gonna talk
That's why
about
he
the
left.
butcher, I mean, the butcher is first of all, he's a better bad guy for the movie than his brother, his older brother, which was just father for the main character to look cool. But the butcher, he's a great villain, but he's not a nice guy at all. So stop
He's
it with
not
that shit.
a
Okay?
villain. He's not a villain. He's not a villain. He's literally.
Jesus.
We'll get
He
to
doesn't
it.
help anybody in this film. Okay.
I mean,
He-
his introduction was pretty cool. Like they show the scene where they are holding a funeral, and he just, before that, the guy who gave the, before that, what happens? We reach to the part where the kid gets kidnapped, and and after that they show the mother again, and she's like, oh, what the hell? Okay. She wants to connect to the main guy, but the main guy is not able to be connected. And then she tries to.
No, he says, he does get connected. He does find out, but he's like, fuck that bitch. And he hangs up.
No, he
Literally.
says next time she calls, tell her I'm dead. That's what he says.
See, he's a scumbag. He's trash.
No, dude, it's because by that point I don't think he knows it's about
It
the
shouldn't
kid.
matter. She loved him, and he knew she loved her. He left her, and he's like, he literally is like, I don't care enough about this girl. I don't care if she had a kid or not.
Yeah,
He
what
said,
the
don't tell her. She said, he literally said, tell her I'm dead. Like, he wants nothing to do with her.
Later on, they
Now he
explain-
suddenly changes his tone
Late,
after she...
Later on, they explained why he was doing that. He was keeping them safe. Otherwise, they would.
Oh, yeah, real safe. Real safe, yeah. How
You
that
know,
work out?
they kind of show they don't really explain it, but they kind of show he was part of a unit. I'm
Yeah.
assuming he was a police unit or something like
police
that.
unit. Yeah, they show his picture in the police uniform. Remember, Butcher
Yeah,
has.
he-
the-
Yeah.
I can tell he's a team player. That's why he's no longer with the police.
No, right, but it was like a special unit. I don't know. They don't say exactly what they did, but they did murder people.
Yeah,
So there wasn't like a regular
yeah.
police unit.
And they got fucked up, so they were like, "Oh, now you have to hide. The unit is in danger." Some shit like that. So that was the backstory they gave. And then the chief asked him that fuck off from this place, and then he was like, "Okay, I'll fuck off." And then he goes back to meet the girl, and then they are taking the lift, and some goons come to kill them, and then he kills them all, and that's all they show.
You know what? You know what I like about that scene? He's like he meets her at the parking lot. First of all, he creeps up on her like, "Hey," and she's like, "What the fuck? I didn't see you." And
Yeah, she just flew in, I think.
he says, "I have to go," and he doesn't say why. Really, I think.
Yeah.
And then
You
they
can-
show.
He says, "I
And
have
you
to
can tell
go
she's
abroad."
heartbroken. And she could tell she's heartbroken. She loves him. You could tell from her face. She was heartbroken.
Like that elevator scene, it was like they silence was the thing that denote between them. Like she
but
is at the loss of the words that he's going to go, and he does not know what to tell her about because he cannot tell her
Yeah,
about the
that's
mission.
what I like about that scene. That's what I like about that scene because instead of him like explaining it, they just show why he can stay.
Yeah.
Basically,
My,
the other guys jump in out of the elevator. He takes them all on, and she sees what her boyfriend actually was, which is a
Yeah.
hired
bro,
killer. Uh,
bro, she sees that
so
he's
that's
scum.
really
He's
the
trash.
best explanation that she
No,
needed for her.
no.
He's like, okay,
Uh,
this
uh,
guy has to go away. She's
yeah.
probably glad he went away. She's like, good, I
Look,
don't have to have
look.
an assassin boyfriend.
If he actually cared, he could have given her so much money and be like, now that you see why I'm a killer, here, take all this. I want you to be safe. I have
Why?
to go.
Dude, you
You
But
know
give
they
her
can
he
track
didn't.
down.
money.
You're saying
You know
y'all
they
claim
can
he
track down.
cares about her.
You know
He
they
didn't
can
care
track
about
down
her.
the money. You know they can track down the money.
Yeah, they can track down the money, but it would have helped
And
her. Look,
why? I
this
wouldn't give
girl.
her much. Like she's a hawker with a
Dude,
dream.
the thing was
He's
that.
not part. He
Hey,
was his
Look,
y'all
girlfriend.
said
look,
y'all
chaos.
said he cared about her. He didn't
Look,
care
chaos.
about
Look,
anything.
chaos. He was not trying to do anything that would link him
Dumb.
with her, because
Trash.
that would get her in trouble.
Trash. He just killed 3 people in front of her. Yeah,
Let
good
me ask
job.
you something, Chaos. Let me ask you something, Chaos. When you have a girlfriend, when you break up with her, do you just give her money after you break up with her? Like, here,
no.
I'm breaking up with you, but here's some money. How is
No.
that gonna help anything?
y'all-
How is that
but y'all
gonna
were
help
saying-
anything?
But you're saying that he cared for her. If I'm
He
breaking up with
did.
you, I don't care for you. Let's be honest.
No. He did care for her. He had to leave. He was putting.
He
if
didn't
had
have to. He
put
chose
in
to leave
danger,
her.
dude.
He chose to leave her, and he got her pregnant first. Pull
No,
out
no,
game
no.
weak. Pull out game weak. He knew what he was doing.
Listen, Chaos, here's the two options. If he had stayed, he would have put her in danger. If he had taken her with her, he would have taken her to her lifestyle, to his lifestyle, which is an assassin lifestyle. And that's no lifestyle for her.
Yeah.
So,
So,
he really didn't have a choice except to leave her.
How did it end up? How did that work out for her?
I mean, she fucked up.
What the
It was not
I don't
he.
think she was better or
Yeah.
anything.
She
This
fucked,
wasn't
a
love
she
story
fucked
between the two
herself
of them.
How did it work
She-
out?
she-
How did it work out for her and her little fetus she had?
Yeah, because she
How'd it
fucked
work
up.
out?
That was her her fault. Like
That was her?
Yeah.
That's because of him. Because
No.
he came. Look, because he started killing people that he shouldn't have killed. That's because of him.
No. Oh fuck. They explain like she gets caught up in the fucking trap, and then the guy kidnaps her daughter and kills her.
Well, it wasn't a
And-
trap. It was a business. It was
Yeah.
a business. Okay,
Yeah.
come on,
And
don't
it-
downplay it. That's
yeah.
a good business.
And
Not
it,
for us, but for some people.
it was no way related to the main guy. Like it wasn't his fault. This was all her fault. She got
Look.
caught in a stupid trap because she was.
This is
like-
all Bob's fault. If Bob had stayed there, she never would have had to do that.
Dude, she would
'Cause
be
he had-
dead. If
he had so
Bob
much-
would have stayed there,
Bro.
she would be dead.
Jesus.
He would have had so much money, and y'all say he's so skilled. He could have protected her. Bob is trash. He's a scumbag. He got her pregnant on purpose, and
Yeah.
he dipped.
My
He didn't
God.
like any of that.
Chaos just hates him. So at this point, everything, even if he pees, Chaos will find flaw in that. He'll be like, "Look at that guy. He's peeing in the wrong place. He should not pee like that." He will find flaw. He's a bad
But you
guy.
know-
You should not pee like that. Why the fuck did he flush like that? He should not flush like that. He will find flaw in every fucking thing he do. That guy puts on a zipper. That's not the proper way to pull up the zipper.
Yeah, he is super overly critical of the main guy. But then they
Holy fuck. Wait.
real estate agent,
Yeah.
basically. So that's what I mean by in this movie that they when every character is shady, every character is like a fucking asshole.
That's like the nanny.
Listen,
Look, that's how he makes his money.
and then they later on they show he's selling a house to another person, and he's like, "Do you have a kid?" So he was going to do it again.
Yep.
Hey, it works. Look, it's lucrative. Look, he's got to make a living. You can't.
I mean, he
You can't
gets
hate
the
the
money,
don't
he
hate the
sells the
player.
kid. He gets the money, he sells the
Yeah.
kid, so he gets money for both the things.
Don't hate the player, hate the game, man. Like, look,
And to be honest,
No,
and to be
he's an
honest, when the
asshole.
dude was tortured, he said that he was going to give the kid back. The bitch took it away. The nanny sold the kid and told him that she is dead. So he basically says that, and he ends up dying. He's like, "Oh fuck, boom, gone."
can't hate him. Yeah, and let's talk about this dude that killed our Bob. Bob is a terrible person.
Yeah,
Like, this guy, he
let's go
admitted to
back.
everything.
Let's go back to
Okay,
the
go.
point where we stopped. Where were we? Yeah. We
Hour
were-
and a half, my ass.
No, I think by this point they call up Bob and they say, "Bro,
Yeah,
that guy that you killed, he has a little brother, and he's called the Butcher, and he's coming after you, so
yeah.
you better get the hell
And he
away."
was,
You know?
and Bob says like, "Hey, it's your fault. You knew that that guy was his brother." And he was like, "Yeah, but you said that you don't want to take him one more assignment. Your last assignment would have been kill the butcher. So it's your fault. Now go away." And then he throws the phone, and then you show Bob like, "Oh fuck, what did I do?" And then they go back to the guy, and the guy is driving the car, and his car gets hit. And
Right,
then,
right, right.
and then the guy wakes up and he's like, "Oh, I didn't do anything. Please let me live. I'll tell you where he is. He's in Incheon. Please let me go, please." And then Butcher walks in with all the pizzazz and he's like, where's that
He
Patrick?
comes in, dude. First of all, he comes in an awful blue suit.
So this is what scene are we at? Is this the funeral or the?
No, after the
No,
funeral.
we're at the part where they're introducing the Butcher, and he's basically going after
Yeah.
the boss of Bob, the one who hired
Yeah.
Bob.
So they introduce him first wearing the white color thing and everything he's doing, and then they go back to the boss, and boss is talking to the main guy, and they go back again to the butcher after the boss gets hit.
Like I was saying, in this movie, there's not a lot of forced monologues. If
Yeah.
they don't need a monologue in anything, they don't put it in, and I like that about this movie. There's not even the villain, like say the Butcher, who's very
He's not a
flashy.
villain.
He is the villain, okay, but he doesn't have very long monologues or whatever. He does have a few, but very little. They're not like
Look, even like let's just say let's pretend that he is a villain. He, like I said, he likes to include the people when what he does. He loves what he does. He likes to get them involved. Like, come on, like a stranger walks up to you and kills you. That's no fun. But he's talking to them. He's letting them know about him. He's letting them know why he's there. So you're like, okay, I understand what you're doing. I get it. Go ahead, do you. Like, he's a good guy. He's not a villain.
I mean,
he's not.
let's
Stop
be
saying
honest.
he's a good guy. He's
None of the
maybe
guys
a
are
cool
good.
guy, but not good.
I mean, none of the guys are good.
Look,
Both of them are crossing roads because of the main character's action. He killed the brother, and that's why Butcher is after him. Otherwise, Butcher would be living
Bob
his
is a
own life.
Bob is a murderer.
Like Butcher and Bob, both are bad. None of
I wouldn't say Butcher's bad. Like, all his stuff is justified. Bob, he's literally, he just kills for
It's
fun.
not.
And he doesn't even make it enjoyable. He just kills to kill.
Actually, it's the other way around. Bob kills for it because it's his job. The Butcher kills because he just wants to hurt Bob. So he kills everybody around him.
Well, look, the only reason he wants to hurt Bob is because Bob, for no reason at all, killed the Butcher's brother.
I mean, let's
Wait,
be
wait, wait.
honest. Butcher's approach is like he's getting everyone who's involved. So he's like not
Yeah,
leaving
yeah.
loose ends. So because
Well-
otherwise, if you will leave loose ends, those guys can
See,
come
that's
after
smart.
you. So he's
That's
like,
called using your brain. Big brain moves.
You know what?
Bob-
They remember how they killed the mom, and we were like, "Well, who the fuck killed her?" And then they actually, when they show the autopsy, they show
Yeah.
that she was open, so it was the
Yeah.
Butcher who got her. But
No,
they
yeah.
didn't. That's kind of one of the things. Another thing that I like about this movie, it doesn't really over explain things. You just sort of get it by watching it.
Not like that one part where they were speaking Korean and they didn't put subtitles. I didn't get it.
no, that was the part where they put the Thai language and the girl was translating it, the transgender girl. So that's why they didn't put the subtitle because she was translating it word for word. So they didn't feel like in order to show that kind of thing, like where she's speaking something and she's translating, so it does not make sense to put same thing 2 times.
Okay, so let's keep going. By this point, they kidnap the girl and they're showing the girl and the place with basically Bob. By this point, is committed to save the girl because he finds out about she might be his daughter. They still don't say it. So and now we go back. Now we go to the part where the girl is like
Yeah.
kidnapped and with all the children and
Can
all
we
that stuff.
say can we say about Bob, like he's real cocky to think that the mom didn't sleep with anybody. Like she was so heartbroken over him leaving her that she didn't sleep with any other person and got pregnant from him. Like, come on now. She was cocky.
You know
I
what,
don't like it.
Chaos? I think you're focusing a little too much on the relationship that he had with the stewardess, and this movie is not about that at all. It's not like they deserve
This whole movie's
ever
about
after or anything like
relationships.
that.
This whole
It's
movie is
not.
about his
It's
failed
about,
relationships. If he could actually hold an actual relationship, none of this would have happened.
yeah, but it's not about the relationship that he had with the girl. It's more like the relationship he was gonna develop with the little girl.
Right. It's all about the relationship he had with the mom. Let's be honest.
This is all
Oh,
about
I
like
don't.
a chain reaction thing, like a butterfly effect. One thing
It's the
leads to
same
another.
reaction exactly. It's not that they were gonna have happily ever after. This
Yeah.
is not.
They
That's not the
were.
focus
They
of the
were,
movie.
but he can't handle it. They were going to have a happy ever after. Trust me.
Oh,
Well,
right.
whoa,
So
whoa, whoa.
this would be the point I think where he goes to that he gets locals to help him. Bob gets some locals to help him to get the
He
little girl back,
scams.
and
He scams
yeah,
her.
and that's where he meets the trans girl, which I think I don't know the actor's name, but I think he had one of the better performances in this movie was the trans
Mm,
girl,
mm,
because
I wouldn't say
like
so.
I would say so if you look at the acting of like
Yeah.
everybody. If you look at the mannerisms on the trans actor, he kind of nailed it.
What do you
Yeah.
mean by that? What do you mean by that though? Like, what do you mean nailed it? He was just playing. He was playing a
Mannerisms
woman.
of the
Yeah,
character he was
Dane
portraying.
played stereotypical and was good to his role.
I don't know about stereotypical.
The good thing about
I've met trans women before. They've never acted like that.
the one I've met, they acted like him. So at the motel, so I know.
So yeah,
No.
so they get the locals to help him, and that's what I mean. I mean, when it comes to the trans girl, I would say she's probably one of
Better
the
people.
most.
Top
Yeah.
five.
Yeah, exactly. Most of the better people get because her only.
Goal
I
is
don't
to
know. They
get the
don't really show
surgery
if she. Yeah, exactly. She
Well,
just wanted to be become a woman.
and be with her
And,
daughter and be the mom of.
well, she is a woman.
right, but they kind of imply that she's like a low life girl. I don't know
Not
exactly what she
really.
does. She's probably
Just
like an escort or something. I don't know.
yeah.
They don't really say what she
Well,
was, but
it was Bangkok, so probably. But her
right. So
job,
they
yeah, her job doesn't matter. That's not, that her job doesn't define her.
yeah, that's true. Okay, so then they go and find the place where they take the kidnapped children. And about that, when I was watching that part, it reminded me of the documentary China Stolen Children, which is about exactly that. People that sell their kids and people that have you guys seen that documentary?
I don't watch documentaries.
No, I haven't. Which one?
It's really good, man. It's called China Stolen Children, and they actually show like one of the people that they interview. They showed that he sold his girlfriend when he was like 16. He sold a couple of his kids. He tried to sell another one of his kids, but he couldn't because the kid was too old and knew his way back home. He literally says he tried to sell everybody in his family. This dude was a scumbag. He was a regular guy. That just sold everybody around him.
Look,
It's
see, people put value on money, and they look. He
no,
found a
it's
way
a
to make money.
fucking heartless market, dude. When they showed all the little kids inside the room, I was like, how can you even do that? It's one thing to be a
It's
criminal,
about
but
money. It's about money.
I mean-
What's so hard to
I mean,
understand?
bro,
People need money.
The thing is that they don't look at those kids like human beings. They are just commodities to sell.
Yeah.
So when you
They
think,
do look like
and
hey,
you,
they do look
you-
at them like human beings. That's why they fed them and they gave them a doctor. Okay, they took care of those kids.
yeah, doctor, they have to take care of them. Otherwise, those organs would go bad. Their organs are the
Exactly.
main
Yes,
thing.
look, they took care of them so that they could make their money. Look, they weren't terrible people, or people, but they're not terrible. They weren't like beating them up. They fed them. They had bathrooms.
Dude,
they had a window to look outside, so they got sunlight. They had a
horrible
doctor.
people. Okay,
Look,
when
you
you
can't.
sell kids,
You got
when you sell kids, you're a horrible person.
okay, okay, or whatever. So does that make like people who put their kids on like those pageant shows, make their kids do those pageant shows, or put them on acting on TV and stuff? They're doing the same thing. They're selling their kids for
How
money.
is that the same thing? You
They're selling
fucking
their kids for money for other people's entertainment. Huh?
Oh my god. Okay,
They
I'm
are.
not
It's
even
the
gonna
same.
do
It's
that.
the
Okay?
same thing. It's
It's
the
not the
same
same
thing.
thing at all.
I mean, to be
Just because
honest,
they're keeping all their organs or they're not getting put into sex slavery, that doesn't mean it's any different. They're
uh,
taking advantage of the
yeah, I
people's
mean the
appeal for
act is
liking little
different.
kids and selling
Yeah,
it.
like chaos, the act is different. Like they are both profiting of kids, and in both cases, kids suffer emotional damage. It's just that in the case of these child
Sometimes
traffickers and
we don't
organ
know if
traffickers.
we don't know if any of those kids in that room suffered emotional damage. They actually looked happy. That kid with the soccer ball, he was ecstatic.
What the fuck? He wanted to play soccer, he could not, so he was just happy that now he can finally play soccer.
He had a ball the whole time. Those other kids, they were like, I don't know why they were so down. Maybe because nobody wanted them, but he was having fun.
Yeah,
Well, yeah,
that's
let's keep going. So and he goes to find where he goes to look for the kid. He reaches the kidnapping children place, and she's not there anymore. She was already sold for a heart. No, they don't say yet. It's a heart transplant.
and then
But
Butcher reaches the same. Oh yeah, you missed one scene. Before that, they were like, they were show like when he was interrogating the nanny and her husband. They show the Butcher, like they tell Butcher that the girl is inside, and he goes inside the garage thing, and he's like nobody's there, and they all try to kill the Butcher, but Butcher just
all
kills
right,
them,
yeah.
kills
And
them with
can I
his
just
ass.
say, can I just say the butcher? See, he was being real nice. He was gonna pay them money.
Yeah.
They tried to take advantage of him. That's the only reason he had to do what
But
he did. He's
you
not
know
a
what?
killer. He did that.
If you look,
Go ahead, sorry.
no, go ahead. You
I
can.
was just gonna say, look, he didn't want to hurt them, but they woke up and chose violence.
Dude, look. When they actually, if you look at that scene again, and when they shut down the garage door, and he sees it's a trap, he's
They were
happy.
mocking him.
Dude,
They were mocking him. They laughed.
The butcher does not special like. He's like, oh, so this is what they're going to do. Okay, bring it on. He says that with an expression. He was down for it. Dude, he was happy.
Yeah.
They actually
Look,
try to kill him.
well, yeah, look. He doesn't have a problem doing that. Look, he
No,
adapts to
he
the
enjoys
situation.
his job.
But
He's
look,
not even
he walked in.
he enjoys
He
just
was
killing people. He's
he
a
was gonna
sadist,
pay
for
them.
real.
He was gonna pay them, and he walks in there and they're laughing, making fun of him. Like, yeah, we scammed this dude. That's why he was laughing. Like, okay, yeah, let's see how this works out for you. And we saw how it worked out.
Yeah,
The
that was-
best fight scene in the movie.
That was pretty cool, I have to say. Like, I was
And
like,
he
yeah,
walked in
fuck
with
them
no
up.
weapons.
And
he
he
has
just
like one little
nothing.
knife. One knife he pulled out at the end, but he walked in wearing a beautiful white. What was it? The white coat?
No, it wasn't white.
no,
It
this
was
is the
that
red-
floral pattern thing. Where
Yeah. Oh, the beautiful. Yeah, the blue and red flower shirt
And white
with the
pants.
white glasses,
White
pants,
pants.
and those beautiful white shoes with the black sock. Oh my god!
and
And
the,
then as he killed them, the blood it matched the perfect color of his shirt.
uh,
Oh wow!
and contrast
Go
for the
ahead.
pants. The pants look amazing.
Yeah.
The white pants with blood.
Literally, the way he put the blood on his pants purposely to match because it looked like a flower too. It looked like a flower to match his shirt. Like he's a genius. Like y'all don't understand. Like he's the best thing about this movie. But yeah, they tried to screw him over. He killed them.
Yeah, and then he
Right,
opens
and
up the
then-
shutter, and the dude is like, "Oh fuck." He
Yeah,
killed
he
them.
opens the door.
Yeah, and he expected the opposite to happen, but then he fucks. Then Butcher fucks the guy up, and he's like, "Tell me." And then they show the main guy going inside that child trafficking
Yeah.
thing, and then he's just getting them out. He's like, "Do you see? Have you seen this girl?" And the
So
kid is like,
he was
"Yeah."
asking for a Korean girl.
Yeah.
They said no. Then
They
he
sold her
leaves.
already. Yeah.
Then they leave, or I guess he said I'll pay double or whatever.
Yeah.
So the lady leaves, and they leave, then they go back. he kicks open the door and like
No,
ridiculous
dude,
fashion.
he kicks open a door lock. That's impossible to do. That's literally impossible to do. But he's so mad. He's like, "Fuck that! Fuck the door lock!" And then he opens up the door, and all the kids are like, all like submissive in there. They're like, I don't understand these kids. They look like the little part of a silent cult or something because they're so weird. Only a soccer kid like stands up. He's
Like
the
why?
only one that talks.
He just wanted to play. And this guy, he's so weird. He's like, where is this girl? Where'd you see her? Like that kid, he just wanted to play. And what happened to him? Well, after all this, what happened? The kid got arrested. Yeah, good guy, Bob, good guy, Bob.
He's
So,
not
yeah,
a cop. Bob is not a cop that has to play the good guy. He's not a good guy, obviously.
he's a dirty cop, if anything. He
No,
probably
he's the main character of the movie. Doesn't exactly make him the good guy.
debatable. I wouldn't say he's a main character.
But yeah, then they show the butcher entering.
Yeah,
A
in beautiful
gunshot.
fashion, like.
Yeah.
Like, so he killed, first of all, Bob killed 3 guys. And he had the girl hostage. And then that's when the butcher, he came in like spectacular fashion. I've never seen anything like it. Like, you just see 2 people go flying backwards, knife to the neck. He had a machete too.
Yeah.
It was like bang, bang. He brought his own weapons. Fucking Bob had to steal someone's weapon because he was scared. He was shaking in his boots the whole time. Like,
And then the showdown between the butcher and Bob.
Not much of a showdown. Butcher kicked his bitch ass. That's what happened. Up and down. This nigga had to run away.
Listen, dude, don't you understand that in this movie the butcher has a priority and Bob has a different priority? The butcher's priority is Bob. Bob's
Hey,
priority is the little girl.
Save the
Let's
kid.
say if they had actually fought and in some miraculous world Bob ended up winning, hey, the kid would be fine. None of the other shit would have happened.
The kid was
In a
getting
way,
a
it
heart
would've been
surgery.
better.
Like they were going to take her heart out, so
Right,
he had to
yeah.
reach that place quickly.
Well,
And the
See, he didn't think big picture. If he had killed him, and he's obviously a boss. Like when he walked in, it turned to like fucking final boss music. It started playing when he walked into that room. He's obviously dangerous.
When they fought on the hallway, I like that scene, but my favorite part was when he locked the door on him.
yeah,
Yeah.
and Butcher was kicking.
He locked himself in a room. Like that's how scared he was.
And,
No,
He
and
was
then-
about to die.
then he kicked open the.
That was a good scene.
Then he kicked open the window railing.
Yeah, I
And
like
they
how
could-
that scene was shot because they showed the butcher. He's still waiting at the door, and then some guy attacks him, and he kills the guy while still looking at the Bob. Like, I'm still gonna get you, bro.
And while
And a
killing,
great
he
job
was
with the
looking.
camera.
He was just showing the
Yeah.
guy's neck, and he was looking at Bob. And he's
Yeah,
like,
that was a good shot.
And that was the best camera work because they followed him when he kicked open the
Yeah.
window, and they saw and
Yeah.
turned with him.
Yeah.
They should have done more, but it was good. That was the best part. The only good thing Bob did, honestly.
And then the Bob
No,
was running away.
Listen. If you look at the whole movie and you look at both of their approach, Bob is a very methodical killer. He's an assassin, a hired assassin. He's a pro. So he doesn't even waste a lot of bullets. He usually kills people with 1 bullet. The butcher
Show
and
off.
Bob would seem like the butcher is kind of like the opposite. He's more reckless. Every time he enters a place, he just enters the front door, kicking it like, "I'm here, I'm the butcher, bitch," and then he starts to kill everybody.
Reckless. He's not reckless.
He's reckless
Look,
as fuck, dude.
he's not reckless, okay? That's all planned out. He knows what he's doing, okay? When he walks into that room, he sees everybody. And he's giving them a fair chance to win. He's an honorable fighter. Everyone has a fair chance to kill him.
He has that Heath Ledger Joker approach where he just storms in the main room and just figure it out from there. That's what he does.
Butcher does not
He's
waste
confident.
time. Butcher just goes straight for the head. He's like,
He's reckless.
I'm not.
He
going
gives
to-
everyone a chance.
He's
That's not
reckless.
reckless. Everyone has a chance with the butcher. They're gonna lose, obviously, but everyone has a chance because he gives them.
I mean,
He believes in equality.
If Butcher was a hero, he would be like the one that goes straight for the boss. He's like, fuck the minions, I'll just go straight for the boss. And he just goes straight to the place where the boss is and kills the boss.
Yeah, fucking Bob is gonna kill all the people who have families and children, and then go to the boss. Butcher, he lets them live.
No, but you have it
Unless they
backwards.
attack him.
Honestly.
Unless they
You
attack
have it
him.
backwards.
If they attack him, he'll kill them. And their families. And their grandparents. And their cousins. And their second cousins.
Bob
Okay,
is,
so yeah, and then-
Butcher is like Pain. Like, you know how Pain killed the whole family of the guy who was ruling the village?
Yeah.
Everybody who knew that guy, he was like, I fucking delete your existence.
And he's a fashion icon.
His fashion is pretty
And a
on point.
poet.
I'll give
And
it
a
that.
poet. And he's a poet.
His tattoo placement is awful.
You know
It's
how
just
many
on the neck.
all those white pants he has? Like,
Man, I'm gonna buy white pants because of that. That looks fucking good.
and that white
pants.
coat.
Yeah, white coat, oh boy.
The what was it? The blue coat or brown coat? I think it was a blue
Blue
coat.
one, yeah.
He even made that work. I didn't even like it.
No, he didn't, dude. That looked awful. It was like a Smurf suit.
Say
Looked
that to
awful.
his face. Say that to his face.
I wouldn't. No. But then we reach the part where he actually reaches the girl before
So
the heart transplant.
he's watching from the
And-
building across the room, and someone else is watching him too. The what'd you say? The prune face guys come in.
No,
Oh, yeah, so once
missed
they
the
run
part.
away,
You missed
yeah,
the
yeah.
part. After that, like,
The
after they're
yeah.
running away, the cops catch the
girl
transgender girl and the
Who
kid.
has the soccer ball
Yeah.
kid? The kid goes to juvie. Good
Yeah.
good job saving him, Bob.
And then they show the guy who was all behind all this kind of racket, the suit guy with the ugly
Yeah.
face, looks like a fucking pig.
Yeah,
Pig fuck. Yeah, that guy.
yeah. Ignorant pig fuck.
Ignorant pig fuck, fucking butcher's bitch. Yeah, that dude.
Like I said, the prunier your face is, that kind of shows your status as the bad guy. Like the top guy would have like a face like the pruniest one. You would barely make out his face.
When they were doing casting, they just looked at all these people and they're like, they just pulled out a prune and looked at it and I was like,
Yeah.
no, we don't need to. You don't need to read the script. We like you.
You just have 2-3 lines, that's all.
I'm not here for the filming. I just brought someone here. I'm just waiting for them to finish. Nah, we want you.
I just came to deliver these chicken legs that your actors ordered.
I'm with Uber. I'm just bringing your food. No. You're acting today.
Yeah, and after that, man, this movie was like fast paced. So much stuff was happening, and then they,
So they
yeah.
They rescued all the kids, and then we see the prune face in the car,
Yeah.
and then we get to his daughter.
And then they show like the main guy is running away, and he contacts his guy, and he's like, "Oh, where I can find them?" And then he somehow reaches the place
Yeah.
where like the
kid-
soccer
the
ball
other
is
ki-
made.
Yeah. So the kid out there. First of all, the drug kingpin's kid is a little snitch. He's out there playing by himself, and some stranger who's really creepy walks up and starts touching him and patting him on his head like, "Hey, little boy,
Yeah.
what you doing out here? That's a nice ball you got.
And
Where'd
then,
you get it? I want to see your daddy."
And then they show the butcher guy. He goes to the place where the guns are sold, and he's like, "Where
Yeah.
this Chapo?" And he's like, "What?"
And he was so cool.
Yeah.
He was so. Remember, he walked in.
He was a
He
show-off.
walked. The second he walked in, he grabbed the gun, and the guy was looking at him. Then he started spinning it and doing like cocking it. And the
He's
guy was
like, "You're good."
"Okay, yo, where are you from, man?" And then he grabbed
Bro,
the other one, and he was like, "Yo, call your boss." He's like, "What?" And he knocked him out
Boom.
so smooth.
And
He
then,
knocked his
Dude.
clothes off of him. It was beautiful. Oh my! It was amazing.
If I had been that shop owner and the second the butcher walks in, all cocky like he owns the place, I would have been like, "I don't like your vibe. Get out. You seem too cocky. Get out, dude. I'm not gonna
Bro.
sell anything to you."
Bro,
He seemed too cocky from the beginning.
He made him seem cool though. Look, he made it so cool. The guy got relaxed, and he liked him too.
yeah, and then
Before he knocked him out.
and then they were following the main guy, and the cops were all
Yeah.
on the watch. Like, let's see what
Yeah.
this main guy does, and the main guy takes off, and then
Yeah.
and then he sees her, his
The
daughter,
daughter.
and then they
So
they
before
start.
we get to that, we get to we see all the soccer balls, the drugs they're putting in them.
Yeah.
We know it's a drug thing. And then we go to the daughter. She's in a little room looking all sad for no reason. Like they're feeding her. She's got all this face. And they give her a window and she walks up to the window looking all sad. Like, and she looks up and then he's looking at her. And they make eye contact and she's just looking at him all sad. And then looks down. And then someone comes and grabs her and takes her to the car, I guess, for transport, right?
No, dude, you know what? She has what they call a vacant stare. You can tell that her mind is probably elsewhere in the happy place. She's trying to avoid the reality that she's in.
She got RBF.
She's kind of shocked the whole movie. She's kind of shocked to the whole movie. That's why she has that vacant stare. And she doesn't know what's happening. Like, honestly.
She's got RBF. You know what RBF means?
No, not really, dude. She has a vacant stare. It's not a bitch face, okay?
She kind of does. Like, out of all the, like, there's a lot of, like, scumbags in this movie. Obviously, Bob's the biggest, but out of all the scumbags who could have bitchy faces when they're annoyed, she has the most out of anybody. Even the lady at the apartment place where they kept the kids, she had like a bitch face, but it wasn't as bad as hers.
Yeah. So
what happened next?
Yeah. Then
they took her to the car.
Yeah, and then he sees that they are transporting the girl, and he's like, okay, he readies his jeep and he's going, and the cops are following him, and then suddenly Butcher appears in an auto rickshaw.
Oh my god, it was fucking amazing. I was like, I was on the edge of my seat.
So reckless. He just shooting shit. He doesn't really have a smart approach to things. He's very reckless.
It's genius, bro. He makes everybody involved. Like the way he did it, I literally, bro. Dude, I was laying down in my bed when we were watching that. I literally jumped up. I was on my walls. I was like, oh. He's on the what's it called, Ash? An electric. It's an electric.
Yeah, it's like basically a cycle with 3 wheels.
Yeah.
So like big
that people can sit in the back.
Yeah.
So how fast do those usually go? Like
they go
5-10 miles maybe.
No. They can go till 30 max.
To 30.
Yeah.
And what's Bob's? Bob's in a fucking a family van.
Yeah.
That can probably hit 70 pretty easily.
Yeah.
Maybe like 10 seconds, 10 seconds.
And Butcher just goes out of the running auto rickshaw, takes the gun, and then he switches.
And shout out to the driver.
Yeah.
Shout out to the driver. He was on that day because Butcher paid him well. Butcher probably paid him well to do all this.
Yeah.
He's like, hey man, I got you. I'll pay for you, your kids, everything.
And then
he kept up with everything.
And then the main character reverses, and then he tries to go. He keeps following and shooting, and suddenly the cops are involved, and the Butcher is like, SWAT. "Fuck you!" And when
the way he got off of it, remember where he stepped off of it so smooth. And they should have done that shit in slow motion too, like a rerun.
And then the main character like loses balance and hits in the
terrible driver. Like what the fuck? What are you distracted for?
And hits in the place where all the cars are, and then his jeep gets damaged, and then Butcher is like trying to shoot him. Suddenly he gets attacked by cops, and he's like, "What the?" SWAT team, not just cops, SWAT team.
Yeah, SWAT. And this is like they kept coming. There was like over 10 of them,
and they had better guns. And Butcher is like, "Fuck you! I'm taking."
This is the only part of the movie where you actually feel the presence of the police force. That's the only part of the movie where you can say, "Oh, the police did something."
We skipped the part where they were interviewing the lady and the kid, and she's like, and they're like, "Look, the problem isn't that we found those kids were being trafficked. The problem is Koreans killed two Thailand people.
11.
They killed like 3 people.
16 Korean. Like 2 Koreans killed 16 Bangkok."
Yeah, that's the problem. Not that we found all those kids over there.
Then they told the trans lady that if you don't do, you will be quite popular in the prison. Like that's a joke.
I don't find amusement in that. I didn't laugh when they said that.
I didn't find anything of that.
That was a way to scare her. Like you would be a prison bitch.
He's
no. And when she says call the embassy, and then the cops are like, the embassy's not gonna help you.
And we'll
don't ever believe cops.
Put you in prison for
Don't believe cops when they say that shit. Yeah. The embassy will probably with a helper.
I mean,
Yeah.
those cops were on the payroll of
it
the
depends.
gangsters whose place they raided, so of course they would try to fuck
Plus,
them up.
they can just say more stuff than she actually did, and then they couldn't help her.
It's comfort bluffing, dude. They do that shit.
Yeah.
So you feel you have no way out and you have to cooperate. But
So
nah.
yeah.
I
So yeah,
must-
back to the fucking the butcher
Butcher.
being so. Oh my god, he's amazing. Like fucking Bob, he crashed his car for no reason,
And then he runs
flipped
away.
it over. Property damage. So many people won't be able to get to work now. Won't be able to get back home, pick
Yeah.
up their kids because of him. A fucking the butcher. He gave a man whoever was driving his thing. He got paid so well. He left him there. Like he didn't even crash. He just walked off. Like, thanks, man. You can go home. It was so smooth. And the SWAT team.
And then
It
Butcher
was
just
the
took.
butcher versus SWAT versus.
Yeah.
and
I feel
Butcher
you
versus Bob.
were watching a different movie than us, Chaos. I feel in your movie the butcher was the main guy and he was the good guy and Bob was the bad guy, and that was your old version of the movie. You're a fucked up person.
Look, Bob only caused damage. Bob ruined so many people's lives.
You re-edited that film in your head to make it what you wanted it to be, bro.
Who did the butcher kill that didn't deserve it? Only people the butcher killed were because of Bob.
Everybody.
He never just
The
killed
mom-
anyone randomly.
What the fuck did she
Because of
do?
Bob. That's because of Bob. Because Bob killed his brother, he started killing everyone else. It's all because Bob is a heartless scumbag.
Oh yeah,
Okay.
then Butcher just throws the grenade at the SWAT team and the whole team blows up.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
he just
like
takes down
literally,
the whole sweat.
He was fighting two different groups. He was fighting Bob,
Yeah.
who's a little pussy and always runs away, and he was fighting a SWAT team, who
and
he had
That's
to
what you
murder
get.
because they were shooting him.
That's what you get for trying to make the fucking Nicolas Cage entrance and just shoot everybody. Like, no,
Hey,
dude, you
worked.
need to be more
worked.
smart about that shit.
He was on the
yeah.
news. He
And-
was on the news. They showed him on the news like fucking
and then they
this
show,
beautiful man.
yeah. And then they show the
Go
main
ahead.
guy kills the people who took his daughter, and then he takes the daughter away, and then they
Where was this again? So after all that stuff, he ran away from the scene. And then
Yeah.
we go back to it's like nighttime, right?
no, that was
Oh,
at
the
that
doctors.
time
The
only.
doctors. So he goes to the building with the
yeah.
doctors, right?
And then
And they're about to
takes
cut
the-
her open.
Yeah, and then he takes
Yeah.
the girl, and then he takes him back to the hotel. Meanwhile, Butcher just goes like, "Well, these people will keep coming. Let's go straight to the boss." So he just walks in the house where the boss is with wearing the grenade down. So they are all fucking scared.
Yo, and he changed
Which
his
is-
outfit too. He changed his
Yeah, he
outfit.
changed his outfit.
Again,
Look,
he really stole that tactic from the Joker.
Man, what? Joker stole it from this movie's from years ago, man. Joker stole it from him. Well,
I don't know
like he
which
literally
one?
walked up to the boss. He walked up to the boss with a different outfit. He plans his moves. He could have gone in there all bloody
Yeah.
when the SWAT team was there. But he was like, okay, I'm gonna be presentable so that they trust me. He walked up there, new shirt, new pants, new clean shoes. Hey, he's looking smooth, and he walks in there. Everyone's like, "Who's this man?" They're like, "Okay, look at him, he's smooth. I saw you on the news."
Even their boss is like,
Hey.
"Okay, I'll talk. Calm down,
Yeah,
buddy."
like his prune juice was dripping out. Like it was amazing.
You know,
Yeah.
but they showed a little part in the dialogue in that movie where he says, "Why do you want to kill this guy?"
Yeah,
The
and he
boss
said, "I
asked him.
don't even remember."
I don't
at
even
this
remember.
moment."
And that's
Hey,
kind
see?
of ties up at the beginning, because at the beginning what he said when they told him, "You killed his brother," he said they weren't too close.
Yeah,
As brothers so basically this butcher guy just needed any excuse to just go start killing. So it's not even about his
no,
brother anymore.
it's about his
about
name.
Look,
I mean,
his
if somebody kills your
Look.
brother, you have to be like, "Okay, I'm in a big position. Nobody can kill my brother." So he just goes
Yeah.
on there just because in order to protect his image. He didn't give a shit about.
But you gotta
his brother.
remember,
You
Yeah,
cannot.
but
Remember,
like
Bob-
he says, he
Bob-
doesn't even know anymore why he's doing it. So he's just doing it for the sake of
Look,
it. You know what
he
I mean?
started
It's about
out to
vengeance.
avenge. He
I mean-
started out to avenge his brother, but Bob did so much stupid shit. It's so much stuff is coming out of him. He can't even remember.
And,
And Bob
and,
does so much
and
dumb
also
shit.
he didn't want to explain it to the other guy, so he just plays
Yeah.
it off like I don't
Yeah.
know.
That's
Oh,
not,
yeah, I got
that's not
I
his
think that he
friend.
didn't want to explain it. Yeah, that's true.
It's none of his business.
Yeah,
anyways.
so then he's like, I don't even remember. You just do your job, you prick.
Yeah.
and he
exactly.
and he just says it in a manner, and then the dude is like, I'll kill the guy, and then I'll give you his body, I'll give you my man. And Bob is like, okay, we'll see. He doesn't, and the butcher is like, yeah, we'll see. He does not
he's
say
smart.
anything. Yeah.
He's smart. He already had a plan in place. Like, okay, you want to kill him? He's just a genius.
Right,
He already
yeah.
had his plan.
Yeah, he was like, I'll
So-
use his men and then I'll kill them. That was his plan.
So so Bob got his daughter.
And
They
then
check
he,
into the hotel. He says, "Call a doctor," and then
then
the
he tries to
doctor-
talk to the trans girl, and he's like, yeah,
Yeah.
can you please help me come to the place? And then he talks to the guy and tell him like, can you please arrange the boat for me? I'll pay you handsomely. Yeah. Can you hear me?
Yeah. Okay. So we're at the part. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So we're at the part that he's with the doctor.
That comes later.
his
Before
room
that, all
with
the
the
talk
girl.
is happening. Like
Yeah.
he's talking to
and the
the
doctor.
guy who's going to arrange the boat. He's talking to them.
Yeah, dude. That's kind of
Yeah,
meaningless.
yeah,
That's
yeah.
there's sort
The
of
Panama.
scenes that we can skip and get to the point.
Yeah.
So, yeah, at this point-
and
at
by
this-
and
at this
by,
point-
by the time he gets the doctor and all the shit happening, Butcher just kills the Bob's boss, and then he gets the guy who is going to arrange the boat and everything up,
Yeah.
and then he gets right to
See,
the
Butcher's
place.
smart. But before that,
And you-
so
and he-
the
and
doctor
you know,
says
to
the
be
daughter is
honest-
just being crazy.
Yeah, and to be honest, the chief deserved to die. The Bob's chief deserved to die. He was the one who fucked him up. He was the
As I
one.
remember, the doctor said like, yeah, your girl, she's probably autistic. She's probably not.
No, he says that she's under emotional stress.
He's like, there's nothing wrong with her. I think she's just mentally kind of fucked
Stress.
up. Okay,
No,
there's
she-
nothing wrong. Like,
no, he
she's
says
perfectly
she
fine.
has-
She's just fucked up in the head.
No, he says mental stress. Like that's the reason why she's like that. Because
Yeah, no
What?
shit.
She's been taking care. Literally, everyone that comes to her takes care of her.
I mean, fuck off.
Nobody's even abused her. No
Yeah,
one
hey,
abused her.
You really did watch
Literally,
another movie.
Wow.
And,
Literally,
you watch a whole
Bob is
movie.
the only time anything bad happens to her is when Bob is there. Like the doctors were about to cut her open, but she was just chilling. She was like knocked out. And then Bob shoots 3 people.
And after that,
Like,
Bob's goes
Bob
down.
is the reason.
Bob's goes down in order to talk to.
Well, before that, we get to the magic. His shitty magic.
Yeah, he. has-
Remember, he says 10 minutes, and the doctor. First of all, he's gonna leave his daughter with a stranger he just met for 10 minutes after doing all that to save her. Great dad right there.
I mean, he could not
even
take
though
her
she
away.
doesn't
So
even know who you are.
I mean, the doctor was a nice dude,
So
so he
the magic
trusted him.
trick.
I mean, that
yeah.
moment was there in order to show like there is some kind of humanity.
He's
still
trash
in
at
him,
magic.
and
He's trash at magic.
I mean, fuck
Like,
that
what was that fucking trick? He had a pin.
Yeah,
and he had
I
a
get it,
coin.
He's trash. He's
He was
trash.
like,
Okay, yeah, get it.
he was like, I'm gonna make them both disappear.
I get
Look
it,
at
it's
the
trash.
coin in my head. And he puts it in his ear.
God
Then
damn
she's
it,
looked
yes.
up. She's like, this is
Yeah.
why she don't talk to him. Like, this is why she never talked to him. She's like, I see that shit in your ear, bitch.
This
And
whole
she threw that shit.
this whole review of Chaos is like shitting on the Bob and appreciating Butcher. That's all.
Yeah,
it
he
is.
watched a different movie. I told you, he watched a different movie.
And
Look,
that,
we all watched this at the same time, okay? We
Yeah.
all saw the same thing.
Yeah.
His magic
you're-
was trash. His
You're
magic
kind
was
of
trash.
and
fucked up in the head and you watched it.
And I
to your own
kind of like
convenience.
the little time that he spends with his daughter, because it kind of tells you what's going on in his mind later on when he blows himself up.
No, yeah, and that's where he
Spoiler, what the fuck?
and then where that's when he makes a promise to her that I won't
Yeah.
leave you alone
Yeah.
again. And she
Lies,
goes
lies.
then she goes in for a hug and he has to think about it, which it was like, dude, really?
Bro.
She's asking for a hug. Come on, just hug her.
They do the promise thing with the thumb kiss. Yeah, she goes for the hug, and this dude's like, I don't want to hug this ugly kid.
No,
Like, she's fucked up in the head. Honestly, she's fucked up in the head.
Dude, that's
He would've
not
been
what he
better
was
to
thinking.
just, like,
He was just too
ignore her.
emotional. He was like, he does not
Bruh.
want to get close to her so that she will miss him, because he knew what was going to happen later.
She
on.
doesn't even know who he is. The fuck? Why is she gonna miss him? She's met so many other better people in the last, 3 days or whatever. So many better people. Why would she miss him?
I mean, they didn't try to focus too much on it. By these kind of little acts, they were showing. Like, instead of putting
Nah,
too
man.
many scenes,
She didn't even
they,
smile
they were
once
doing
with him. She literally had a resting
I'll
bitch
tell
face
you
every
later.
moment he
I'll
was
tell
there.
you later on why this scene was done. Like
Okay.
when the later scene comes. So
So
then he
he
goes out
leaves.
and he, in order to talk to some other guy that looks like the doctor as well. He just has a bigger, whiter beard.
And what'd he say? I forget what he said.
Yeah, I
but
forgot as well.
He's
He
the
goes
guy that's
back-
gonna he's the guy. He's the guy that's gonna transport them out of there. Him and his kid.
So it was regarding the trans. And then he goes back, and by the time he goes back, Butcher's already there. The doctor's dead.
Well, he gets attacked first, and he gets stabbed once. He gets attacked by like 3 guys. He kills them.
It's where
He goes up the
the other
stairs.
action scene happens. I like that action scene. That was good too.
Bro, he sucks. Like he literally got stabbed by like some
He's
no
very
name
efficient.
dude.
He's very efficient. He's like the opposite of like the Butcher. He's not very reckless. He's very methodical when he kills, and like
Like
you can tell he's like that's his job. He's an hired assassin.
he got stabbed. He got stabbed 2 times by bums. Those are literally hobos they just grabbed off the street.
You
Butcher
know
would
what?
never get stabbed by them. Butcher fought SWAT team members. He didn't get shot once. This dude got stabbed by 2 no names.
Yeah, 2 random henchmen stabbed him. That's true. You know what? When he first got stabbed, I was like, okay, he can recover from that. When the second time he got stabbed, I was like, this dude might not make it to the end of the movie.
But the 2 stabs, he never sold them. Like he never, I think he winced once after he pulled the knife out the first time.
Yeah.
Besides that, he never like actually slowed down at all.
Then he goes to
I
the
can say-
room, gets attacked from the behind, then he's on the floor, then they tie
So
his hands up.
he sees the beautiful Butcher in new clothes again. Okay, like
And that doctor.
yeah, like well, fuck the doctor. Like, why would you leave your kid with a stranger, anyways? How would it? So yeah. So yeah, he goes up and then he wakes
then he
up.
begs Butcher, like, please don't kill my daughter, leave her alone. And the Butcher is like, everybody who meets me tells me that they don't want their loved ones to suffer.
Backstory.
But that's exactly why I kill them, because I want
Yep.
them
See?
to suffer.
See, he's got morals. Okay, you gotta understand that. Like he loves what he does. That look.
Yeah.
Have you ever
He's
seen
a sadist, okay? He's a sadist. He's a bad man, okay?
He's not mad. He's sane.
and
He's
then-
completely sane. What happened next, Ash? Tell him what happened.
And then
They knock them out.
they knock them out, and he's like, take him away. And then the girl is in the, then the Butcher kills the henchmen. And then he's like, I'll pay you.
And how quick and accurate was that? Better than anything Bob could do. Like the aim he has. He was sitting down. He was sitting down the whole time.
Basically copied Bob at that in that scene, dude. Okay.
Bro, Bob
10
couldn't do
seconds.
that.
10 seconds. All it took for Butch, and then he gave the money, and then he takes the suitcase with the girl, and then he goes to the car. By that time, they show the
And he tells the 2 people to take Bob.
And then they show the Bob being transported in a car, but the trans girl is here. So the trans girl is like, "Oh, what should I do?" And then she drives the car and rams it into the car, transporting Bob. And then she frees the Bob, and then Bob kills the 2 guys. And then he sees
For no reason too. They're just doing a job. Like, why would you kill them?
And,
They never physically attacked him. They were transporting him. Bob got up and then started assaulting the guy.
let's move on.
He's a
Then
bad
he sees
guy.
the
He's a bad guy.
butcher leaving in the Jeep, and he's like following.
And can we just talk about how the Butcher, he was speeding. Let's be honest, he was speeding. I know, but he was so accurate in his movements in the car when he was doing it. And stupid Bob, like he just tried to like jump up and catch up to the car. But the Butcher's a great driver.
And then he gets in front of the car, he shoots Butcher, and Butcher gets injured in his shoulder.
Wait, before we get to that, they're driving through the streets, and he's avoiding all the people because he cares about the people. He could have ran right through them, like he's in a hurry, but he knows he knows the road.
That scene I like because of 2 things. The Butcher was driving towards Bob. First of all, Bob didn't miss, Bob
Bro,
just shot about a
Bob
few,
took
and he
out-
hit him with a few.
he
And
pulled
then,
out a
dude,
gun. Man, he pulled out a gun in front of innocent people. They're trying to work there, and he shot
shot
them.
in the air first. He shot in the air first.
Bro, that's scary.
So they
That's
were
you know how
clear.
much mental trouble that's gonna cause those people.
Dude, he
It's
talks
one thing
about
to get run over.
Chaos
It's another
talks
thing for
about
some random guy to pull out a gun and start shooting.
Chaos
at
talks about this, but when the kid comes, he's like, they're feeding the kid. They're not doing anything. Nothing about the
They
mental
never
trouble.
once we never saw them once mistreat or yell at any of those kids. Not
I mean,
once.
That
They
was
they literally
that
held her
they-
hand and held her walk and picked her up. They
Jeez
never
fucking
once did
Christ.
any abusive things that we know of.
You know, going back to that scene where we are now, I really like the part where he jumped through the
Jumps into the car. Yeah,
Bro, that was
badass, dude.
yeah.
okay.
That
It was, but you know how many people got hurt because of that?
Literally
Till
nobody.
now,
No,
nobody
no,
was
no.
hurt.
So he went. He
He gets inside, then he
he
starts.
attacked the butcher who's
Yeah.
driving, trying not to hit people. Butcher's not trying to hit anybody, but now he's attacking the butcher, and they start running through people's.
No,
they literally
till now
ran over
nothing
like
is
some
happening.
nuns.
Butcher leaves the
some-
steering
some-
wheel to take him down. So Butcher stabs him, and then they both of them are fighting, and the car is going.
But they showed what the car was hitting. It ran people over. So many innocents died. So much property was destroyed.
And-
People work there. Their businesses are gone because of fucking Bob.
Yeah, and then
Y'all don't even care. That's your hero.
and then
Butcher
the car,
wasn't trying to do that. He
and,
knew
and,
that people were.
and then the car is stuck in one place, and Bob is stabbed by Butcher.
Yeah, it hit something, right?
And then Bob just gets the grenade, and he's like, "Psh," and that scene was brilliant. The way the car rolls,
So-
and they show the main character
Yeah.
grabbing the
Was he
bag.
stabbed in the back or the chest? I can't.
Chest,
was the
chest,
right?
chest first. Chest first.
He was just really near the heart
Okay.
too. It
Yeah.
looked really near the heart.
And then he heard the voice of he heard the daughter in the
Yeah.
suitcase, right? Or-
Yeah.
And then he
She
did
was
the
yelling.
same thing. So he knew his daughter was in there and he threw a grenade. Great dad.
I mean,
Great dad.
he
Go on.
grabbed the bag and then he rolled with it while the car was rolling.
How the fuck did
No,
he even do that? The butcher
He
was
threw
on him.
Listen, he threw the grenade outside of the car, not inside.
Yeah.
That's
So
dangerous.
it would,
You're
it
lucky those
is
grenades were
dangerous.
weak.
It is,
But
It
that
is dangerous,
But
but
that
I-
scene was shot
like,
beautifully.
can I just
Like,
say,
I
um,
love the scene, the dynamics of the scene when the car is.
yeah, I loved it
They
too.
showed
But
inside.
can we just
It was.
can we just say how weak that explosion was compared to the next explosion?
No,
Let's
next,
just-
next,
no.
Come on.
no, next one was on top of the
It was-
grenade bag.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Yeah, it had more grenades. The last one.
Bro, man, are you kidding? It still exploded. The case was right there.
Yeah,
The
but
case
this,
was literally- the
but
case
this
with the grenades was
outside.
right
This was
there.
outside. So the
Bro, you're saying none of that went inside. Okay.
Listen, it was a
Let's
quick
go-
decision that he had to make to
Yeah.
create like a
To ruin
a diversion or
more
something.
people's for more
It-
property
it-
damage. He's
it
worse than
worked, though, because-
Superman.
It worked because the suitcase protected the girl from the impact.
And then they show the
Did it, though?
trans girl come and then he gives the kid to the trans girl and he's like take her away.
Well,
and,
before she showed up, he opened it up. And he saw the
Yes,
girl.
and
yeah,
He saw the girl was knocked out when she was awake before that happened. Because Butcher was nice, he left her awake. He didn't just knock her out and throw her in there. She was awake. That's why he heard she was in there. And then after the
know what?
explosion, she got knocked out because this dude's a fucking Bob is a scumbag. He knocked out a little kid.
I thought it
you.
was weird. I thought that it was weird when he opened the suitcase. He just grabbed her on his arm. Realistically, what he should have done is check her breath first, like to see if she was
No.
breathing.
He's not
Basic
trained.
CPR. Basically.
he's not a
He's
nurse.
not,
He's
he's
not
not
a
like the
nurse.
butcher, okay? He's a bum, okay? He doesn't know what he's done.
And he was panicked. He panicked. He basically was like, "Oh shit, what the fuck happened?" And
Yeah,
then
he just got stabbed. Like he literally got stabbed, like right above the heart. You know, like a vein was probably
I
cut.
thought it was a little out of character. I thought he would be a little more careful with
Well,
her,
he's,
and like
he's been stabbed like 3 times, and the truck flipped over. He's
Yeah.
been beaten up by the butcher like for 2
he
weeks.
basically took the girl on his arm and started shaking her like, wake up, and then he was lucky that she woke up. She probably has a concussion by now. But she woke
CTE.
up. She woke up and then yeah, the trans girl comes and takes her away, and that's like my second. I think this is the other scene that I really like the cinematography of it because they show the trans girl leaving her in slow. She's taking her in slow motion. He's like about to die, and he gets the relief that at least she's gonna be safe.
And then he's dead.
So-
And then
no,
he's dead.
no, wait. And after that, they show like the
Yeah,
butcher
butcher.
stab him in the back, and then the girl is watching, and then he just kicks the butcher away, and the butcher is like, "Well, you knew this would happen." With
Yeah.
a cool
And he's smoking too. He pulls
Yeah.
out a cigarette. You're
Yeah.
like, oh my god, that's my favorite cinematography scene. He just pulls out that cigarette like, you knew this would happen.
Yeah.
Like, that makes me want to smoke.
And then the good thing was they show the girl staring right at the main character, and the main character is looking back at the girl, and their
Yeah.
eyes are locked. That scene was beautiful, and
I
then,
love that. That was a good
Yeah.
scene, man.
and it was like
She
that.
never smiles.
And that was
Yeah.
the moment he makes the decision, and then they show him dropping the grenade
Uh,
on top of the
It gives
grenade.
them. It
Now
gives
we're
them
gonna go-
closure. It gives them closure in that scene. So that was
Are we
pretty
gonna
cool.
are we gonna ignore the fact we don't even know where that grenade came from? Like he didn't even have it on him.
No,
Bro, he
there
grabbed
was a
it.
bag. There was a bag of grenade. He
No,
took it
yeah,
from-
that was from the first time. The first time they flipped it over. Then we never saw that bag again. He just had a grenade in his hand as the butcher ended his life.
Really, a bag
The
of
butcher-
grenades in the
the
car. He
butcher-
just
Yeah.
kill them.
the bag of
The
grenade
butcher,
is
come
in
on
the
now,
bag.
it wasn't even there around him.
No,
And the butcher
it
killed
was.
him. The butcher killed him, and he cheated. He decided to kill the butcher after death. Let's be honest. The butcher won the fight. Butcher's superior.
But yeah,
we can all agree on that.
You know the scene
then the grenade.
where like all the development they did, it kind of was like a foreshadowing of what the main character was going to be at the
What
end.
scene? What scene?
The scene in the hotel where the little moment, the father-daughter moment I'm talking about.
Okay.
Yeah, that was kind of a foreshadowing. Like he knew what could have happened, so he planned. And at the end, after that, after everything gets over, and then the transgender girl, who's now I think a girl now, she got the operation. We never know. I think it was implied that she got the operation.
She was always a girl.
I mean, yeah, but now she's like a girl. Got the operation.
What the fuck you mean by that?
I mean, removed the dick.
All right, we recapped the whole movie. Basically, we got through it pretty fast at this time, at least.
Yeah.
So, what did you guys really like about the movie? What didn't you like? Let's wrap it up with that.
I
What
just
you like,
love
what
the
you didn't like.
cinematography and the way they had like minimal dialogue, straight to the point, no need for melodramatic bullshit. All the things were meta, and the action scenes, the characters were good. Butcher was the standout character because they casted a really good actor for that. That actor is a very big character in Korea.
Okay.
Yeah, so I love the movie.
You okay, Ash?
Well, for me, are you done, Mesh?
Yeah, I'm done.
Alright, for me, my favorite part was obviously
The Butcher and his clothes.
everything.
Every scene.
Well,
the Butcher
every
is in.
scene every scene with the butcher is memorable. Like everything they did with him was fantastic. Honestly, like they should have done like a multiverse thing world where like in another world he was with the mom and he protected her because he's a real man. That's what they do. But whatever. Yeah, this he's the best part. My least favorite part, honestly,
Bomb.
the fighting. It wasn't the best. It was all right, but it wasn't anything like I feel like because especially if these guys are supposed to be like hitmen, trained killers, and all that, it should have been better. But it is what it is. Like you said, it was quick and straight to the point, so it kind of worked with all that stuff.
Yeah, after that, I said I liked the gunplay of the movie, but not the fist fights. The
No.
gunplay was cool, but the fighting with fists and stuff wasn't that great. It could have had better choreography, but it wasn't bad. It's passable.
So what would we rate the movie?
7.5 out of 10.
Okay.
What he said? Sorry.
So he said he'd give the movie a 7.5 out of 10.
Okay. How
I
about you,
would,
Chaos?
I would give it a 6.4 out of 10.
You know what? I was thinking when I was watching it, and near the end, I was thinking I'm either gonna give this a 6.5 or a 7, and just to be generous, I'll give it a 7 because honestly, I did like the main bad guy and the main good guy. I thought they were both pretty good in the movie, and that's mainly what I like in action movies: a good main character and a great villain. Like the villain actually has to be a little cooler than the main character, which they did on this movie. So I'll give it a 7 out of 10.
Let's be honest. The villain was Bob. But okay.
Not good.